One of the things we were tasked to do down here at the New York International Auto Show was to pick the highs and lows. So here we go. Take it away, guys.
My favorite of the show has to be the Porsche 911 GT3. It revs to 9,000 RPM, it gets 500 horsepower, and best of all, comes with a 6-speed manual. Not one of those lesser manuals that you'd find in other Porsches, but one that comes from the R. This is the car for me.
My highlight for the show is probably one of the better track cars here, simply because of its price. The new 2018 Jaguar F-Type with the 4-cylinder engine. Still almost 300 horsepower, turbocharged, all aluminum body, and it's about 60 grand. That's pretty sweet.
I think it's fairly obvious what my highlight is. It's, without a doubt, the Dodge Challenger Demon. I mean, come on. 840 horsepower, 770 pound-feet of torque, 0 to 60 in about 2 seconds. That's nuts. It's insanity on wheels. It's crazy.
The highlight of the New York Auto Show for me is got to be the Porsche GT3. I'm not that big a fan of Porsche, but this is a 4-liter, naturally aspirated, no turbos to be seen, high revving engine that screams in RSR form to 10,000 RPM. And in race mode makes more than 600 horsepower. I love it.
The highlight of the show is obviously the Dodge Demon, and the low light of the show is that I don't own one. But this thing is actually too cool. It's a purpose-built drag car that you or I could actually buy.
For me, the highlight was the Grand Cherokee Trackhawk. 707 horsepower, all-wheel drive. It all comes together, so it puts the power down. In fact, Ralph Gilles, who's the head designer, he said to me, when you mash the gas pedal, it hurts your spleen.
To me, the real low light of this show is the Jeep Trackhawk. Do we really need an SUV with a Hellcat engine? No, we don't. And by the way, Jeep, it's not the fastest SUV in the world. The Tesla Model X is.
The low light for me was the Acura TLX. Yes, it's got a new look and a new grille, but I think the new grille looks uglier than the old beak.
The low light, I'd have to say, is the Honda Clarity. A good product, but because of market conditions, they can't actually produce an electric vehicle that is large, cheap, and has decent range. The one they decided to omit was range. It only has 80 miles, that's 120 kilometers of range. I don't think it's a good move.
I gotta be completely honest, I was expecting a little bit more from the Honda Civic Si. There isn't that much more power compared to the outgoing Si. That and the look kind of takes a bit of getting used to.
The low light of the show is probably Honda's underachieving Civic Si. With only 205 horsepower, I think only the people in 2004 are actually impressed with that output. Yes, there's the super high output Honda Civic Type R, but that's a little more extreme.
The least satisfying vehicles here at the New York Auto Show would have to be Honda's lineup of Clarity vehicles. There's just something about them that just doesn't look all that appealing. They look like old man's cars. I'm sorry, you can make a really sexy electric vehicles. Look what Tesla's done. Honda didn't take a page from Tesla, it took a page from Honda, and it just doesn't have the appeal that's going to really draw a lot of electric buyers.
So there you have it, the highs and lows of this year's New York International Auto Show. From the floor, I'm Graham Fletcher for Driving.ca.